Think a thrift store find could start off a list that ends with an ultra-rare multi-million-dollar supercar? Today, we're showing you 15 wild collector rides, starting from the cheapest surprises and climbing all the way to the jaw-dropping price tags. Stick around to see the big finale. Alright, let's start small. Quentin Wilson, Top Gear favorite, spotted what looked like a rusty old Austin Mini. Bought it for just over $1,000. Most people would have called it scrap, but Quentin, he saw heritage. The Mini's design was so revolutionary, Rolls-Royce engineers once called it a giant leap in clever packaging. This was the original MK1 Mini, the one that kicked off a whole movement in the 60s. Tiny steering wheel, compact frame, and unmistakable British charm. Quentin gave it a full restoration, mechanics dialed in, body panel straightened, fresh paint, all true to the original. Why all the effort? Because this isn't just a car, it's a time machine. Raw, simple, and brilliantly engineered. Today, a clean MK1 like his is worth multiple 5 figures. Imagine paying next to nothing for a future icon and bringing it back to life. That's just the beginning. Ready to see how we go from this to multi-million-dollar unicorns? Let's keep going. Next up is Dmitry Lamakov, the Russian-born keeper of Soviet automotive history. He found a 1958 Moskvich 407 in rough shape, around a 10 grand investment, and saw more than a rusty sedan. Under that faded beige paint lived a piece of mid-century USSR. In its time, the Moskvich 407 came with rare luxuries like a built-in radio and heater, while most drivers were still thawing with blankets. That's why this humble ride, once considered a luxury for Soviet families, now carries serious collector cred. Dmitry restored it to its original specs, matching Soviet-era parts, keeping the manual choke and signature engine clatter. No modern comforts, no chrome show upgrades, just genuine heritage. It's not flashy, but that's the point. It's about preserving a part of history few outside Russia experience. He keeps it as a rolling museum piece, and collectors now pay about 10 grand for the privilege. Not bad for a family sedan from the Cold War. Wondering how we leap from this unassuming ride to a $1 million exotic owned by a famous rocker? Hang tight, because next, we're heading straight into Lamborghini territory. Alright, now we're heating up. JK, frontman of Jamiroquai, isn't just known for funky beats. He's a serious gearhead, and among his wild collection, one car stands out. A 1972 Lamborghini Miura P400 SV. This isn't just rare, it's sacred. The SV was the Miura's final evolution, with upgraded carbs, wider arches, and sharper handling. Jay's version? Immaculate, finished in that iconic Verde Miura green. Bold, loud, and pure 70s supercar attitude. The Miura is legendary for a reason. It was the first to pair mid-engine layout with V12 power, basically inventing the modern supercar formula. It came before the Countach, before Ferrari even caught up. And Jay doesn't just store it, he drives it, often. He's even said the V12's roar is better than most live concerts. Coming from the guy who wrote Traveling Without Moving, that means something. Today, a pristine Miura SV like his is valued around $1.5 million, and that number is only going up. But for Jay, it's not garage art, it's a car meant to move. And speaking of movement, the next car on our list doesn't just drive, it lifts. Owned by a Romanian billionaire, it's a Mercedes with literal wings. Any guesses how it opens up? Stepping up the scale even more, we come to Romanian billionaire and former tennis ace, Ion Tiriac, a man with a taste for engineering marvels. He owns a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing, and yes, this isn't your average vintage car. It's a legend. Back in the 1950s, the 300 SL broke all the rules. It was the fastest production car of its time, featured fuel injection, a groundbreaking feature back then, and had iconic upward opening door design. With its lightweight tubular frame, dual overhead cam straight 6, and sleek aerodynamics, it was more race car than roadster, and remains one of the most beautiful designs Mercedes has ever made. Tiriac's example is fully restored, finished in one of the rare original paint combinations, and retains the classic leather interior. He's not hiding it. This is a driver's car. It's been seen tearing through European roads on collector tours, earning nods from crowds lucky enough to spot it in action. Collectors say that pristine Gullwings like this one are valued around $1.6 million, but for Ion, it's a combination of mechanical brilliance, engineering milestones, and automotive elegance. Wondering what ups the ante even further? Next on our list is an American racing legend turned showpiece. Keep watching, you won't want to miss what's next. Now we're talking muscle car royalty. Craig Jackson, CEO of Barrett Jackson Auctions, owns a 1967 Shelby Cobra 427 worth around $2 million, and for him, it's personal. His dad helped build Barrett Jackson around American performance icons like this. The Cobra 427 was Carroll Shelby's loud answer to Ferrari. With a 7-liter Ford V8 crammed into a lightweight AC Ace chassis, it put out over 500 horsepower and didn't care much for comfort or aerodynamics. Craig's car? Fully authentic, correct engine, original chassis, and factory paperwork. It's got the iconic side exit exhaust, Halbrand wheels, and bare aluminum detailing. Only around 300 were built with this spec, so finding one this original is almost unheard of. Did you know Carroll Shelby originally wanted the Cobra to be unbeatable at Le Mans, but it ended up dominating American tracks instead? That raw, brutal energy still defines it, and Craig doesn't just store it. He actually drives it to events and even fires it up at auctions. When someone who's seen hundreds of rare classics chooses this one, that says it all. If anyone embodies Porsche obsession, it's Jerry Seinfeld. Out of the 40 plus Porsches he owns, the one that truly stands out is the legendary 959. A car so advanced in the 80s, it was banned in the US for decades. This wasn't just fast, it was futuristic. Twin turbo, all-wheel drive, active suspension, it hit 200 miles per hour in 1986, making it the fastest production car in the world at the time. Jerry's is a rare Canepa edition, upgraded with modern suspension and turbos by Bruce Canepa's shop in California, while keeping that classic shape untouched. Did you know the 959 was originally developed for Group B Rally? When the series got cancelled, Porsche pivoted it into a road car. Racing DNA still baked into its bones. Finished in clean white on white, Seinfeld's 959 is subtle in looks but savage in performance. And with only about 300 ever made, it's no surprise it's worth about $2 million today. Now here's where history and mystery collide. Miles Collier, founder of the Revs Institute, owns one of the most legendary Porsches ever, the 550 Spider. Lightweight, low-slung, and track-borne, the 550 Spider weighs just 1,200 pounds with a 1.5-liter flat-4 mid-engine. Doesn't sound like much now, but in the 50s, it was lethal. Agile enough to outmaneuver bigger, faster rivals, it became a motorsport icon. Collier Spider is only 90 built, and even rarer for being in near-perfect mechanical condition. And unlike many collectors, he actually drives it at vintage events. James Dean was behind the wheel of a 550 Spider when he died, a tragic twist that only deepened the car's mystique and cult status. Today, Collier's car is worth around $3 million, but to him, it's more than a museum piece. It's a tribute to racing history, kept alive and in motion. Next on the list is where elegance meets exclusivity. Arturo Keller, the private collector behind one of the world's most prestigious car museums, owns a Mercedes-Benz 540K Special Roadster, a rolling sculpture that looks like it belongs in a royal motorcade. Built in the 1930s with coachwork by Sindelfingen, this pre-war icon features long flowing fenders, a disappearing soft top, and a supercharged 5.4-liter inline-8 engine that pushed out 180 horsepower, unheard of for its time. It's not just beautiful, it was a beast back then. Keller's example is painted in deep maroon with Concours level restoration and hand-stitched leather throughout. Mercedes only made around 30 of these, and fewer than a dozen remain in this kind of pristine condition. That's why it regularly commands $7 million at auction, sometimes more depending on the car's provenance. Unlike many collectors, Keller keeps it low profile. No flashy shows, no social media. His 540K lives quietly in his California museum, showing only on rare occasions. And if you're still watching, hit that like button and subscribe for more insane collections. From royal rides to outlaw legends, we're just getting warmed up. Let's get back to it. Rowan Atkinson, aka Mr. Bean, isn't just into goofy minis and teddy bears. He's actually a hardcore gearhead with real track experience. And one of the wildest cars he ever owned, a 1997 McLaren F1, one of just 106 ever made. But this wasn't just any F1. It became famous for all the wrong reasons, because Atkinson crashed it twice. Now, most people would baby a multi-million-dollar car. Not Rowan. He actually used it like a regular car. Daily drove it, took it on road trips, and pushed it on the track. That's exactly what McLaren designed the F1 for. Pure driver engagement. No traction control, no ABS, just a naturally aspirated V12 built by BMW, 627 horsepower, and a central driving position that makes you feel like a Formula 1 driver every time you hit the throttle. Fun fact, after the second crash, the repair bill was a record-breaking £910,000, fully covered by insurance. And it ended up increasing the car's value due to the extensive documentation and McLaren factory restoration. Most collectors would cry. Rowan just kept smiling. Eventually, he sold it for a mind-blowing $12 million. That's after putting nearly 41,000 miles on it, practically unheard of for a car that rare. But that's the charm. He drove it. He didn't just treat it like a trophy. So the question is, if you had a multi-million-dollar supercar, would you let it sit in a garage or actually take it out on the road? You might know Ralph Lauren for timeless black suits and polos, but behind the fashion empire is a real-deal car connoisseur, and in his ultra-exclusive garage, a McLaren F1 LM, one of only 5 custom cars ever made. This isn't just a supercar, it's McLaren's stripped-down street-legal tribute to their 1995 Le Mans win. Lorenz is finished in deep metallic orange, just like the original GTR race car. No soundproofing, no carpet, no radio. Just raw carbon fiber, racing buckets, and a 6.1-liter BMW V12 that revs like it's on fire. It's lighter, louder, and faster than the already insane standard F1, 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds, and a top speed pushing 220 miles per hour. But the real flex? Laurent's car is still in factory condition, unrestored, barely driven. That's collector's gold. What's crazy is that the F1 LM wasn't even sold to the public. McLaren handpicked all 5 buyers. Today, this car is valued at around $13 million and possibly more in a private sale. But knowing Ralph, it's not going anywhere. His garage isn't about showing off, it's about preserving automotive history. Nick Mason, legendary Pink Floyd drummer, doesn't just make iconic music, he collects some of the world's rarest cars. And the top of his list, a Porsche 962C, a full-blown Group C race car straight from the golden age of Le Mans. This isn't a replica, it's the real deal. Twin-turbo flat-six monster pushing 600 plus horsepower, built for endurance dominance in the 1980s. That long-tail body? It wasn't for style, it was for speed. And Mason doesn't just admire it, he races it. He regularly takes the 962C out for historic events, pushing it like it's still fighting for a podium. Most collectors would stash a $15 million machine like this, but Mason treats it like a living piece of history. Only a handful of original 962Cs with clean histories still exist, and Mason's example is one of the most complete and authentic left. That provenance makes it a crown jewel of Porsche's motorsport legacy. And get this, his 962C shares a garage with a Ferrari 250 GTO and a McLaren F1, yet it's still the one he raves about most. That says everything. JB Nethercutt wasn't just a cosmetics mogul, he was obsessed with perfection. That shows in his 1930 Rolls-Royce Phantom II, a car that looks like it belongs in The Great Gatsby and drives like a statement piece. This isn't a typical Rolls. It was custom bodied by Belgian coach builder Jonquière, featuring circular doors, sweeping curves, and a teardrop rear end that screams old-world glamour. Nethercutt found it in rough shape and brought it back to life. Real wood trim, hand-stitched leather, polished nickel, all restored to Concours level precision. This exact car was nearly scrapped after World War II. Then rescued and shipped to the US in the 50s, eventually winning Best of Show at Pebble Beach, the highest honor in classic car collecting. Thanks to its rarity, history, and impeccable restoration, the Phantom II is valued at around $16 million today. No tech, no turbo, just pure design and presence. So would you take this Gatsby-era icon or a cutting-edge hypercar? Now we're entering royal fantasy territory. The Sultan of Brunei, owner of over 7,000 cars, has one that truly stands out. A 24-karat gold-plated Rolls-Royce Silver Spur II. Built as a wedding gift to himself in the 90s, this isn't just gold accents, it's fully plated in real gold. Grille, bumpers, mirrors, wheels, everything. Underneath the shine is a long wheelbase Rolls with a silk-lined interior, footstools, and personal climate zones, all built to royal spec. Rolls-Royce reportedly flew a custom team to Brunei just to deliver and maintain his gold cars. This one-off silver Spur is valued between $14 and $17 million and has rarely been seen outside palace grounds. No car shows, no features, just whispered sightings and a few blurry photos. It's not just expensive, it's so over the top that even billionaires wouldn't dare replicate it. Now moving to someone who's nicknamed the Rainbow Sheik. Sheikh Hamad from the UAE is known for his mega-sized everything, but nothing beats his fully drivable 4:1 scale Willys Jeep replica, an actual working vehicle the size of a small building. This thing is 21 feet tall with a staircase inside the front grille that leads you to the driver's seat. And yes, it drives, thanks to 4 diesel engines mounted underneath. The tires alone are over 6 feet tall. It's a tribute to the classic World War II Willys Jeep, just multiplied in size until it became a monument. Why build this? Part of it is passion. The Sheikh is obsessed with American military vehicles, but part of it is spectacle. His private museum in Abu Dhabi is filled with wild customs, but this Jeep is the crown jewel. It's not street legal, of course, but it rolls under its own power and has been driven at exhibitions. Even the Guinness World Records has certified it as the largest motorized model vehicle in existence. And the cost? Between the custom frame, hand-sculpted body panels, and engineering needed to make it function, it's been valued at $18 to $19 million. Now only one remains, the one that lives in Burbank, built for speed, rarity, and arguably the most famous collector in America. Of course, we're ending with Jay Leno, comedian, TV icon, and one of the most respected car collectors in the world. His 1994 McLaren F1? It's the crown jewel in a garage that spans 180 cars and over 160 motorcycles. But here's the thing, Jay didn't just buy it because it was rare. He bought it because it was new, knowing exactly what it was. This was the fastest production car on Earth at the time. 240 mph top speed, naturally aspirated V12, and just 106 units ever built. His car, still in pristine condition. Fully original, no crash history, and he still drives it. That's key. Most McLaren F1s have been stashed away in vaults. Jay keeps his running, says the way the BMW designed V12 screams at high revs is something no modern supercar can match. Did you know Jay Leno reportedly turned down offers north of $20 million for this car? He says he'll never sell it, because no other car matches the purity of the F1. And while there are rarer or flashier cars in his garage, nothing matches the legacy or value of the F1. Estimated price? A clean, no stories McLaren F1 like Jay's is worth at least $20 million. Not bad for something he bought when people thought it was just a weird British supercar. From $1,000 rust buckets to $20 million icons, these collectors aren't just buying cars, they're preserving legacy. Like and subscribe if you made it this far. More wild collections are on the way. Which one's going in your dream garage? Let us know below.